You're just a normal person. Maybe you went to a cabin in the woods for a weekend. Maybe you just wandered into the wrong basement. Then someone plays a creepy tape recorder or reads one page out of an old book bound in human flesh. And just like that, you're not you anymore. Welcome to being a Deadite. Everyone thinks being possessed by an ancient, demonic evil sounds powerful. In reality, it's actually one of the worst tragic deals in the entire horror genre. Every other horror villain has agency. Michael Myers made a decision to become a killer. Freddy Krueger chose a life of revenge. Even Jason Voorhees is driven by something personal, a tragedy that happened to him that turned him into what he is. You didn't choose anything. You were just a person. Maybe you were curious. Maybe you were unlucky. Maybe you just happened to be standing in the living room when some idiot read the wrong Latin words out loud. And now you are permanently trapped inside your own body while something ancient and evil wears you like a Halloween costume. That's the part people don't think about. When the demon takes over, you aren't dead. You're not gone. You're still in there. You are fully conscious, locked behind your own eyes, completely paralyzed. You can't talk. You can't stop it. You're just along for the ride while your own hands do horrific things you would never, ever do. Nobody asks if you're okay with this. Nobody even considers that your soul might still be in there. You have to sit there in the dark corners of your own mind, watching through your own eyes as this demon uses your vocal cords to say the most vile, devastating things to your friends, your siblings, your kids, or your partner. It uses your memories against them. It uses your voice to break their hearts. Let's talk about what actually happens to your physical form. Being a Deadite isn't just an evil possession, it's a complete takeover, and it doesn't happen slowly, it happens all at once. Your skin turns a rotting, sickly gray. Your voice drops 3 octaves until you sound like you are gargling gravel. Your joints start snapping and moving in ways. Human joints were never designed to move. You become something that looks exactly like you, but wrong. The kind of horrifying wrong that makes your own family not even recognize you anymore. And because the demon feels no pain, it treats your body like a disposable trash bag. It throws your spine against wooden walls. It vomits gallons of black sludge and blood. It smashes your skull into glass windows just to get a laugh, and here's where it gets almost insulting. Despite being possessed by an ancient cosmic evil force, you are incredibly easy to take down. Compare your durability to Michael Myers, who survives point-blank gunshots, stabbings, and falls from 2-story buildings like it's absolutely nothing. Compare yourself to Jason, who came back from being frozen, drowned, and shot into space. You possess unholy, ancient evil power, and you can still be defeated by whatever random junk is lying around in a tool shed. A rusty chainsaw works. A shotgun works. Dismemberment works. Fire works. You are getting your face ripped off by a cheese grater. You are getting sliced in half by a guy holding a weed whacker. You get run over by a yellow 1973 Oldsmobile. You are supposed to be a terrifying agent of the underworld, and you just got brutally defeated by gardening tool. Here's the saddest part of your entire existence. Other horror villains have purpose. They have an identity. Sometimes they even have fans. People dress as Jason. People love Freddy Krueger's funny one-liners. Michael Myers literally has an entire holiday named after him, but nobody wants to be a Deadite for Halloween. You don't get a cool backstory. There's no iconic Deadite mask. You don't get a catchy theme song. No one quotes your dialogue, mostly because your dialogue is just aggressive screaming in a demonic voice that isn't yours anymore. You are completely forgettable. You are just zombie fodder meant to be thrown into the meat grinder so the hero with the chainsaw looks cool. Because at the end of the day, you're not even really a you anymore. You're just a vessel, a temporary host, a placeholder until someone with a shotgun shows up to end the lease early. And here's the part that actually hurts. In some stories, right before the end, the demon's grip slips. Just for one single second, the person trapped inside gets control back. The white fades from your eyes, and you can finally feel your own hands again. But you wake up in a body that has been chopped, burned, and mutilated. You get control back just long enough to see what your hands did to the people you love. Long enough to understand what happened to you, long enough to cry and beg for help, and finally say goodbye. And then, it's over. That is the real horror of being a Deadite. You're not the monster. You're the victim wearing the monster's face right up until the moment someone finally lets you rest. Look, if you actually survived this breakdown and want to see more legendary villains who actually had it way worse than you thought, you better hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment below telling me which monster or movie universe I should completely ruin next, and I'll see you in the next one.